We've talked about layoffs, we've talked about the cost of living. I think it's about time we talk about people struggling to find another job.
All right, TikTok, I want to know who's actually getting hired now. We've been hearing about all these layoffs, and I want to know exactly what candidates are actually being hired. So if you've gotten a job, your ex-coworker got a job, or your friend's gotten a job, I want to know exactly when and how they got a job. In this market, you're either overqualified or underqualified, and there's no in between. So
Have you guys been underqualified or overqualified? And do you guys like to lie on your resume? Let me know.
it's so hard to get your foot in the door. Like, there's 15.5 million jobs on LinkedIn right now, okay? In the last 2.5 months, I've probably applied to over 100 places, and I've gotten one interview back, okay? One interview. That interview went seamless. Again, I live in Arizona, and the industry was professional soccer. We only have one team, so you can kind of put two and two together. The interview is supposed to be 30 minutes long. It actually went like an hour and 20 minutes. I created a whole presentation. It was robust, okay? Literally showing them where they're at, where they could be, and how we're gonna get there. From content creation, to strategy, to community management, incorporating influencers, just the whole nine, okay? I then waited for 2 weeks, and you know what this man told me? He said, your presentation was great. It was great to meet you. You clearly know what you're doing, but we want someone who has a little bit more experience in the soccer industry. Babe, everything is teachable. Everything, okay? Like, it doesn't really matter if you know soccer or not. I created a full presentation about soccer in like 2 days. I came from a marketing agency, okay? So I know what I'm doing. I've worked in almost every single type of industry you can think of, like in terms of our clients that we had, from medical to hospitality. Talking Stick Resort Casino was one of our biggest clients, to raw papers, okay? Raw papers, EOS Fitness, MidFirst Bank, Clean Elections Arizona, like literally the whole nine, babes. And when I tell you, I can't even get a minute of these companies' times, like, and I'm experienced. Like, I'm really experienced. So it's just so frustrating to me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I know nowadays it's really about who you know. It's not about what you know. But with that being said, like, I do know a lot. Like, babes.
This lady impresses me a lot, this girl here, because think about this. When you're trying to break into the professional soccer team and do their marketing, you're really aiming for the stars, right? It kind of reminds me of what Jerry Maguire went through when the agency let him go and all of a sudden he started losing all of his clients. It's like you have to prove to people that you're that guy, or in her case, that woman. And I'm telling you, she's going to find something and she's going to really hit a home run.
All I'm here to say that it is not only federal workers that are losing their jobs. Nonprofit organizations are taking a hit, including mine. So, yay.
What makes it so tough is that you have to instantly rebound and start to become competitive because all these people that are looking for jobs are potentially looking for jobs against one another.
So what are we doing, like, for our jobs, like for career, for money? Because I am running out of ideas. I just quit my job and I have no idea what I want to be when I grow up. And I feel like at this point, I just need someone to tell me. So if you like your job and it pays you a living wage, can you let me know what it is and how I can get hired in that career path? Because I'm giving up and I don't want to keep thinking about it anymore.
Poor girl, she's got a classic 70s look. Doesn't she almost look like Mindy from Mork and Mindy? I think she'll find something. She seems like an up and comer. She'll find something.
Guys, it is freaking cold out here. I'm literally wearing a turtleneck because that's how cold it is. And I'm not a big fan of turtlenecks. But here we are. I'm on my way to a coffee shop to apply to jobs. And I'm basically giving myself a month to find a full-time job. If you didn't know, I did quit my job because it was a little toxic. And I moved states. And here I am. And in order for me to pay my rent and support myself and shop and go to coffee shops. I need a job. So I'm giving myself 30 days to find a job. So all these people that are on LinkedIn recruiters and Indeed and all these other job post online websites, please do your little magic and hire me.
Some of you out there quit your jobs because they were toxic, and now you might be having a hard time finding another. Do you have any regrets about that? There's other people that might be more in my category. My thinking was I always knew from day one that jobs aren't necessarily fun. Sometimes you have to pay the bills. So I look at it different than maybe younger people do. But tell me what side you're on and what your thoughts are. Do you regret leaving a job that you had for maybe the same reason she did?
I'm fed up. I just got back from a trial shift. It was 4 hours. Is that normal? Is that the new thing now? Honestly, it just feels very exploitative. And then you might not even get back to me. So I've spent 4 hours working for you and you still might not give me the job. Like, that should be guaranteed at this point. I'm basically an employee. Put me on the payroll. What's going on? Tired of being unemployed, guys. I'm tired. Someone hire me. Somebody hire me, please. Not hospitality, please. I want a job in journalism. I could write you a mean article, right? Give me a couple hours. I can write you a banging article about anything, literally anything of your choice. Give me the topic. Give me a time limit.
God, it's so scary. The thing that she's talking about is the thing that I would throw into Chat GPT, and I bet you a lot of these places that need editors and stuff are probably doing just that. God, that's a tough deal. I wish her the best. It sounds to me like there's a lot of people that feel the exact same way she does. Give me an opportunity.
What's more embarrassing than going into a job and being like, are you guys hiring? Are you?
That's what we used to do back in the day. People used to actually go in, ask to talk to the manager, and let them know right up front, hey, I'm looking for a job. It was awesome. It doesn't happen anymore.
Hiring? Can I fill out like an application? Something about that is just so embarrassing and it's so humbling. But that's what you have to do sometimes, man. Like, I need a new job by, oh yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, I do.
Do you guys think that she's choosing to walk for the video? Or do you guys actually think that maybe she possibly doesn't have a car and is walking? Because, see, I always feel like people that drive the bus, there's a chance they could be late to work, right? Because they take public transit. But you have to honestly have respect for people that do take public transit because a lot of times they're forced to walk the last half mile into work or at least a couple of blocks into work. That it takes dedication.
Just here to remind you that the job you accept today is not the job you have to stay in forever. It's just the job that you need right now. So what do you need right now? I don't know. Maybe you need more money. Maybe you need growth. Maybe you need a better boss. But think about it as this is the job I need now.
She brings up an excellent point. Sometimes you need to jump into a filler or in between job, right? And remember, once you get in there, you can always talk to the manager, you can always talk to the owner. He or she might have a job that you can get within that same company that maybe is a little higher level and pays more. It's improbable, but there's still a chance. It's not going to happen.
I just gotta say that looking for a job in this time, and especially a part-time job, is like close to impossible. Like, I'm in school now, so I can't work at a full-time job. So I'm looking for a part-time job, and it's been like 2 weeks already. And it's like half of these jobs are just scammers, like literally telling me work from home, and like the benefits are seeming too good. Most of them are like entry-level data entry, but like they're literally scammers. Like, I got scammed before. They're like, we'll send you the equipment, all this stuff. It was fake. So now I'm just scared of all those jobs, and it's like no part-time jobs like want to work with my schedule that are in person. So like, what the hell am I supposed to do, especially with everything getting like so much higher in price, like the groceries? Like, I need a job and my school schedule sucks. Like, I can't work during the day, can only work evenings.
Really scary situation because what do a lot of students do at this point? They bust out the credit card and they start maxing out their credit cards if they have them. If you don't have them, what the heck do you do? I don't even know the answer to that. Very scary. I suppose in her case, you reach out to your folks and see if they can help you until you're able to, find a job.
I have never had a hard time finding a job a day in my life. I don't know if it's
But
because I'm doing it on a time crunch or what, but I am coming up with absolutely nothing. And then on top of that, like, I low key don't ever want to work again. I know I have to work and I will, but there is no job that I want to do. Like, there's nothing that I'm like, if I do this job, I'm going to be happy doing it. Like, I don't know.
hey, guys, if you're struggling to find a job, that right there is your ray of hope. Some of the people that you're competing with for jobs will actually accept a job, and then before their first day, they'll end up backing out. Don't give up on jobs. And even if a job told you no, it wouldn't hurt to send them a, hey, thank you for giving me a chance to interview. Let me know if that position opens up in the future. That could be that little good sign that they're looking for, that you actually are a good worker, right? If somebody emailed you back and said, "Hey, I know you threw me out like yesterday's trash and didn't give me a chance, but I want you to know I forgive you and I still want to work there in the future." That's going to give you some brownie points right there.
If I don't find a job soon, I'm gonna lose my shit, okay? I'm at the point where I am desperate for work. I've looked everywhere. I've tailored my resume, I've tailored my cover letter, I've talked to people have looked at my LinkedIn, I've gotten, I'm doing everything right. And I know the market sucks, but like, I've been looking for a job for almost 2 years at this point. And I'm just starting to really wear on myself, and it's starting to wear on me and my mental health, because why don't people want me? And I hate working retail. I hate it. It's so taxing and emotionally horrible and bad for me, but I don't know what else to do at this point. I am so lost and so I'm just struggling.
The reason she's having a hard time is probably because she doesn't realize there's probably 100 other people that have literally applied for the same role she wants. And because sales are down at retailers all around the country, right? No matter where you go in, the sales are lower than they were traditionally or historically. They're probably trying to hire and hire less and less. And I blame you guys. You guys keep buying on Amazon. I do too.
Searching for a job has to be one of the most dehumanizing things in my entire life, and I've been through
Why?
some pretty traumatic shit. I will be the most loyal person to a job if that means I don't have to ever search for a job again. And my thing is, I don't have a problem getting into low paying jobs. We know the ones, fast food, retail, whatever. It's the
Okay.
jobs that I actually went to school to get a degree for that are actually pissing me off. And even then, just general jobs like receptionist, administrative, coordinator, all of those things, they want to pay you $15 an hour, but also ask for and require a bachelor's degree. How is that adding up? You want me to answer phones for you, right? But you also want me to have a whole degree that costs thousands of dollars in this country for $15 an hour.
That is irritating. She sounds to me like the type that probably has an associate's degree. There are some jobs out there that want you to have a bachelor's, and some of them, it doesn't even make sense. It's almost like this little club you have to be a part of to get an opportunity.
I screwed up.
What'd you do?
3 months ago, I quit my full-time work from home job to chase my dreams, be happy, and do content full-time.
Oh,
I saw
jeez.
people making money hand over fist on this app, and I thought if they could do it, I could too. We're in a position where we might lose our house. I
Aw.
needed to take that risk. Well, I have
If you're about to lose your house, that's when you don't take that risk. You keep the job. You decide, hey, I know this place is toxic, but I'm going to stick with it till I find a new job that's not so toxic.
failed. I failed.
Aw.
I really love doing this, but I can't pay the bills. We are so far behind on everything. So I'm looking for remote work. Needs to be remote or something day shift in the West Michigan area. because I have a kid that I can't afford daycare for.
So you know what women used to do in that situation? And I'm sure they still do, but I don't think she's thinking of it. Why doesn't she find a job where she can actually watch some other kids? And while you're doing that, throw out a bunch of resumes to see if you find a job so you can quit watching a bunch of kids. Because there's a lot of people that are probably in her same situation where they can't afford daycare. Daycare is an arm and a leg. That's a business opportunity for people out there if you can get over the stigma of watching kids, right? There's probably a lot of money in it right now. There was this movie called Daddy Daycare. Great business idea.
I have applied to so many jobs. It's so exhausting. Waking up every single morning and doing the same thing over and over and over again
For
and
6 months.
not really getting anywhere, even though it's been this long. I know I'm qualified, but it makes me feel so less than. Like, I did everything that I was supposed to do. I went to college, I got my degree from a good school. It should not have to be this hard. Like, it makes me feel like I'm not good enough. Like, I have tried everything. Even jobs that I'm so qualified for, I'm not even getting. I see these people who have literally a pea for a brain and they're making so much money and, they don't do anything at work. I don't get it. The system sucks and it's not fair.
It does seem like there's some people out there that make a ton of money, and then when you see what they do, it looks like they coast through it. But you know what? They were fortunate enough to find that job. You're going to be fortunate enough to find the job too. It's right around the corner. Just don't give up. And I know those are pep talk words, but you want to know something? Today's the best day ever. You got this.
4.5 months of applying to jobs, and I got no callbacks, no phone interviews, nothing. 2 weeks ago, I switched up the way that I was creating my resume. I took every single tip from HR people in my family, people on TikTok, and I even started using AI with my resume. Now, all of a sudden, I have landed a job at my dream company. Not the dream position, but I can always transfer to different departments.
That's
a whole other
right.
story. But my dream company, nevertheless. I have an interview tomorrow as well, just for shits and giggles and practice, I don't know. And I have someone that just messaged me for another interview today.
So what she's doing is she's starting to use ChatGPT. She threw her resume in there, had ChatGPT create it, probably with a cover letter about herself, and she let ChatGPT get her a job. Maybe you should look into that as well before it takes over the world.
How many resumes have you sent out looking for a job?
A couple.
I personally have sent out over 170. How do I know? I'm keeping a spreadsheet. Otherwise, I would lose track of all the jobs I've already applied for. But tell me how many resumes you have sent out. This is exhausting, right?
Just based on her look, I'm guessing that she's not in her 20s anymore. For people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, a lot of them are complaining that even when they do get in front of a job for an interview, they feel like they're kind of judged based on their age and therefore they aren't given an opportunity. If you're one of those that have experienced that, let me know down below. I really love watching videos with you. I hope you guys come back tomorrow. We'll check out some more. I'll see you then.